A prune pie from the Great Depression. Why just live in the Great Depression when you could also have chronic diarrhea? Wants me to plump in my prunes in water. I ain't plumping my prunes in nothing. Buy me dinner first. Pastry! Are you getting plump? Is plumping even a verb? I have birthed you. Easy does it. Blind bake the pie shell. That was distasteful. It looks like a failed grave robbery. Crust complete. Fire! Sugar. Prunes. Smells like botulism. It's 10 p.m. and I'm boiling prunes in my kitchen. Walnuts ain't gonna save this recipe, sweetie. Beat egg whites. How many? Stiff. Fold together. How does one know when a laxative is done cooking? Alrighty. Huh. You know, it's not bad. It just vaguely tastes like a felony. A pork belly fruitcake from 1915. Meat and desserts was quite common back then. So was botulism. Steep a pound of pork in a cup of water. Fire! Honey, would you like Earl Grey or pork? I'll take a divorce. Sugar! Cup of molasses. Sweet, bitter, and meaty. Like my ex. Yeah, why is it foaming? Do you think you could hear me? Currants. Peel. Apple juice. What? Ginger. Don't say it, Dylan. Cinnamon. Needs flour. 1, 2, 3. How big is this cake? $3.50 for 2.5 hours. Suppose any less and it might gain consciousness. Chungus. She's looking like a house foundation. Right, we got 2 fruitcakes here. What's scary is that it's not terrible. It's got this oily richness to it, but something just ain't right. I think it's the pound of pork. A Civil War cake. Of course it uses lard. Why not? Honey, call the police. 2 cups of raisins. It's always the raisins. Add 1 egg of lard. What are you feeding your chickens? You happy, sister? Fire! A cup of coffee. No. 1 cup of coffee. This is a misdemeanor. I think I've summoned something. Brown sugar. Eggy. Lard. What do you want me to do with this? Call the CDC. This is the South's revenge. Flour. Apples. Add nuts. How much? I need nut instructions. Cinnamon. Woo. Smells deceased. Seems to have collapsed, like the South. Tastes damp. Very wet. A chocolate sauerkraut cake from 48. Thought this was a joke. Turns out I'm the joke. Sauerkraut. A whole cup. Soak in water and then drain. Better. 1.5 cups of sugar. Cream time. You can use a mixer. I just do this to feel something. Eggies 3. Flour. 1/2 cup of cuckoo. Baking powder. Water. Yummy. Fold in sauerkraut carefully. Or what? I'm gonna ruin your disaster? Can a cake be tried for treason? In she go. I know it's open. Sleep tight. Wow. Bring buttercream and chocolate to a boil. Fire! Okay. No. Incredible. It feels like coconut. I don't taste sauerkraut. Either chocolate fixes everything or this is alchemy. A bean pie from the 1920s. Beans, you heard me. Now these took a long bath last night. Good night. Good morning. Time to cook them. Fire! Pastry! Gotta use your fingies. Thank you for cooperating today. Bean rebellion! 2 cups of flour. Yummy, yummy. Cinnamon, mo juice, eggy. How many? I don't know. It just says eggs. Sugar. Oh dear. 4. Did you just kill my blender? Hello? This is personal now. You swung first. Checkmate. Looks horrifying. Let's slow down for a bit. Nothing makes sense anymore. Why are you good? You have a bag of beans in you. A chocolate mayonnaise cake from 56. This has been my most requested cake. Of course it's the mayonnaise. Flour. Sugar. Floofers. Today you will rise. Potted cocoa. Why she smells like chocolate. Mayonnaise. And it's not just a little bit. No, it's a severe unauthorized cup of mayonnaise. Cup of water. Honey, you can't dilute a war crime. You know, it's horrible now, but I hope it turns out okay. Like children. I'm sending you to summer camp. For the frosting, we boil milk, sugar, cocoa, and margarine. Fire! Beat in mayonnaise. To the chocolate. Do you keep it in your purse? Hello. Maybe if I just don't think about it. Good heavens. Holy fuck. Fantastically moist. The chocolate is tangy. I'll concede you were right. An emergency war cake. No eggs, no milk, no butter, no joy. There's no sugar either. Is this the cake? 2 teacups of raisins. How am I supposed to know how big your teacups are? Ira? 1 teacup of dates. Why do dead people like dates so much? Bam! Fire! 1.5 cups of molasses. Pretty sure this is how diesel is made. Cinnamon! Ira needs cloves. Easy does it. Wouldn't want to ruin a disaster. Here goes nothing. What in good God is this? Ira, honey, I'm going to war. Over what? Your cooking. Come on! This is the only cake that looks burnt before you bake it. Oh dear. Tastes like a boot. Like a size 10 boot. A soured raisin pie from the Second World War. Now I know this is gonna be awful because it calls for soured milk, not buttermilk, not milk and vinegar, no honey. Soured bad milk! Oh, she's thick. The raisins! Use butter pastry for flavor. Flavor! 3, 2, 1, blast off! To the toilet. A cup of sour cream. Disgusting wasn't enough for you. Call the UN. Add spices. Thanks for that. What goes well with IBS? Brown sugar. Smells like Normandy. Charming. Bake until done. You're a piece of work. Goodbye. The pothole. I should have gone to church. No. Tastes like a shower drain or a bunion. Survival bread from 1972. This bread is claimed to last upwards of 7 years, or roughly the amount of time it's taken me to get my bachelor's degree. We start with a cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of honey, the same of water. Then we bring to a boil with a pack of lemon jello. If there's one thing I've learned, it's that jello is inevitable. Oh, we love jello. Shut up. Fire! For the dry ingredients, we need 2.5 cups of powdered milk, 2 cups of oats. Oh, stop that! How am I gonna survive the apocalypse if I can't survive oats? Once whatever this is has boiled, you add it to the dry. Oh, she's thick. Add a bit of water if we need to. Sweetie, this needs a lot of things, but water isn't one of them. Then we mold it into a brick. So sticky. 30 minutes, 350. Huh. This is an enigma. It is quite dry, but not in a bad way, like a biscotti. I would take this camping. A pepper cake from 1915. Instead of regular flavorings, this cake uses peppercorn and caraway, which is an interesting idea because it's awful. 1/2 cup of butter. Sugar. 2 eggy. You hate to see it. Add a cup of syrup. What do you want, Miss Butterworth? Ma'am, this is very runny, like me in an hour. To a 1/2 cup of sour cream, we add an entire tablespoon of cracked pepper, caraway, and then the floofers. Introducing the world's worst dip. Get in, flour. A cup of raisins. Love those. Yay. Bacon oven. Well, at least you specified the appliance, huh? I was gonna bake this in the dishwasher. It's bizarre. It tastes like an identity crisis on a plate. Boiled cookies from 1953. Now these were called boiled cookies because you boiled the ingredients. The 50s was a time of blossoming creativity. Today they are known as no-bakes, which is also the drug testing policy of anyone employed by the government. First up, we need a skillet. Do you all call this a frying pan or a skillet? I call it Steve. In goes a 1/2 cup of butter. 2 cups of sugar. Calories don't count on Christmas. 1/2 cup of moon juice. Yes, you can put liquid in dry measures. Volume doesn't change. Fight me. 3 tablespoons of potted cocoa. Now we bring this to the boil and then let it boil for precisely 1 minute. Fire! You've never been there, have you? New positions are fun. It's boiling. Beep. Done! Now we remove from heat and quickly add in a cup of peanut butter, a bit of vanilla, and 3 cups of quick oats. Then mix. Scoop onto wax paper and let them dry. They are firm. Judging by how they smell, I might be too. Whoa, man! They're like candy. Good cookie. Peanut butter onions from the Great Depression. Like kissing women, stuffing onions full of peanut butter feels rather unnatural to me, but I suppose desperate times call for desperate measures. Start by French revolutioning our onions. Now you can use any type of onion, but I use the round ones, the only type I can find. We need to create a flat bottom. Let me get some reference. Perfect. Time to scoop out the middle. Ooh, boy, this onion's strong. A military grade. God damn. Woo! Okay, now that we have a hole in our onion and we look like we've just come from a wake, we need to stuff it. For that, we need a 1/4 cup of peanut butter, mixed with half as much breadcrumbs. Why? I suppose it is called the Great Depression for a reason. You know, I don't typically stuff vegetables. Mix. Much prefer stuffing fruit. Do we really just bake this? We do. $3.75 for an hour. A presentable dish. Honey, this has a face made for radio. Closed casket funeral. It's not so much bad as it is unsettling. Simply just no need to do any of this. A Valentine's cream pie from 59. Now I can't think of anything better for Valentine's Day than a good old-fashioned cream pie. And this one features the maraschino cherry pastry. Hello. Goodbye. For the pie pan, we're going to want a 9-inch. I know I do too. If you've got one, don't just force it in. Be gentle. Now whether or not to edge is up to you. Some people aren't that patient. Blind bake at 425 for 15 minutes. This finished a bit early. Happens to the best of us. Into a saucepan goes a cup of sugar, quarter cup cornstarch, 2 eggs, 2 cups of moo juice, quarter cup of cherry juice. Hopefully it'll be pink. Bring this to a boil and stir constantly. Fire! If your hand gets tired, just keep going. I'm single, so I'm used to it. Once it's thickened, we remove from heat and add in a half cup of chopped cherries. In you go. To the fridge. Next, a cup of cream whipped. Some people are into that. Now we get to top. That's always fun. I like that. Very sweet, but I like it. A vinegar pie from the Great Depression. A modern take on home baking. Sir, your phone number is 4 digits. Pastry. This is my son. Get a little bit dusty. You're gonna want a deep 9-inch. Don't we all? Blind bake at 350. Eggy. No, officer, there's no shell in here. Sugar. Add your Pauladine extract. So far, so good. Vinegar. I take it back. Wakey, wakey, time for school. A dash of sorghum. Well, I don't have sorghum because I don't have a life expectancy of 12. That's the power of pine salt, baby. For thine is the kingdom. Bake to your liking. Sweetie, none of this is my liking. Don't come back. It came back. Nah. Heaven. This is what I'd imagine a toilet brush to taste like. A spam pie from the 1960s. A little late in the century for war crimes. Crust is saltines. Downshift. Butter. Eggy. Marjoram. Are you just making things up? Who are you? You know, I've never been particularly religious, but today might be the day. A cup of evaporated milk. Have you lost the plot? I feel like if I do this correctly, I'm gonna invoke the spirit of Richard Nixon. This ain't food, honey. This is a bioweapon. Cheddar. You're a monster. Liposuction looking. Decorate with almonds. Decorate? How do you decorate a tumor? He says, don't worry. They'll toast in the oven. We're not concerned about the almonds. I am in utter fear. Oh. Salt! God damn! Yeah, this is severe. Tastes like an IHOP kitchen floor. Pork cake? Pork cake. What are you doing with that pork? Oh, you know, just baking my cake. Eggs. A cup of sugar. The only type of dates I can get. These ones also end in pieces. Blackstrap molasses. Cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg. Already looks like the Great Depression. This feels illegal. Finger the pork and batter. You've got the wrong man. Add flour. Thanks. You ever see a sewage pipe burst? Bake in a moderate oven. No need to get political. Don't tell Gordon Ramsay. Good. I need therapy. Oh boy. It tastes like a question mark. A good question mark. Bake this for someone, but don't tell them till afterward. A Watergate salad from 1976. One of the many questionable substances people experimented with in the 70s. Pistachio pudding. In you go. Crushed pineapple. Hello, you are very green, sir. Cup of fluffy boys. Smells like a Palm Springs retirement home. Time to beat it. Cooperate. Perfect. Good night. Optional walnuts. Walnuts are never optional. Oh my. Nixon wished it was this easy. Cheers. Ooh. Yep. Nixon would have loved this. It's not bad. It's just a cup of diabetes. I can feel my teeth rotting. Tuna salad jello. You bet. What are you doing with that tuna, Dylan? Oh, you know, making jello. 1969 Lubbock, Texas Community Cookbook. Cup of water. Salt. Fire. Half a red onion. This was written by Mitchell White. Of course, that's his name. This recipe is making me cry, not the onions. Gelatin. Vinegar. Already smells like death. In you go. Really, Mitchell? I want to know who hurt this man. Celery. Make sure to chop it up all fine and disgusting. 5 ounces of albacore tuna. Are we sure this recipe wasn't written by a cat? Was Mitchell a cat? Now we wait. Oh boy. Oh. How did we get to this? I do this for you. Oh. Mitchell! That's not food. This is a war crime. A chocolate potato cake from 1912. This is why we don't perform lobotomies anymore. Boil a potato. Did I mention this was a cake? Skins stay on, unlike Americans. Fire! Cream the butter. Can we at least have coffee first? Butter go boom. Should be a pale white. Eggy. Wakey, wakey. Who's tough now? Moo juice. Bloop. Dim-a-dim. Chocolate. I bet this recipe is just all the wrong answers on a baking test. Smells like dentures. Go away. Goodbye. For the icing, we boil butter, sugar, milk, and chocolate. My time has come. Not bad, dead people. All right. You're not supposed to work. It's incredible, and I'm mad about it. Avocado bread from 73. Yes, it seems that before millennials discovered avocado on toast, their forefathers wanted to skip a few steps and just put the avocado directly in the bread. We're gonna see if they were onto something. Of course, they were onto a lot of things back then. We begin with 2 very ripe avocados. Time to open you up. Good morning. Now in goes 3/4 of a cup of sugar. So the avocado is the only source of fat in this recipe, so instead of creaming sugar into butter, we're just creaming the fruit, which is something I happen to be familiar with. Time for 3. Well, 3 eggs. Beat thoroughly. For the dry ingredients, we mix together 2 cups of flour with 1.5 teaspoons of floof powder. That's baking powder. Combine the 2, fold, in you go. We seem to be baking guacamole. 350 for about 45 to 50 minutes. Whoa, look at how good it looks. Woo! No way. Woo! This tastes amazing. I'm so confused. Because there's no butter, there's no oil, there's no milk, just fruit. A pinto bean cake from 55. I don't even know what to say about this one. We start by draining 2 27-ounce cans of pinto beans. So I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Now we put 1.5 cups of peanuts through a grind-o-mat. Where did the peanuts come from? What's a grind-o-mat? Are you all right? Put the beans in the grind-o-mat. This is not, how can I say, right? Oh no! Ay, senor. Pesadilla total en la cocina. 3/4 of a cup of honey. To this baby food looking refried funeral? How did you come up with these ingredients? Did you just throw a grenade down aisle 6? 5 egg keef. Now the chickens are implicated. What is this? Make sure to clean your grind-o-mat. I'm not concerned about your precious grind-o-mat. Lastly, we have 1/2 cup of melted butter and 2 teaspoons of floof powder. Yeah, good luck with that. Only thing this is gonna rise up from is the dead. Catastrophe de bonen. 45 minutes at 375. What? It's a cake. How? You have no right. Soft, dense, rich. No! This is phenomenal. Hot beef from 76. These days we have hummus and burrata and charcuterie. Girl dinner. This is what our grandparents had. Start with a pound of cream cheese. A win for the lactose intolerant. You don't have to small talk if you're too busy punishing the porcelain. Cocktail party advice. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. 4 ounces of juicy chopped olives. Juicy? Lady loves her olives. Delicious. 1/2 cup of grated American. That took a turn. Bit of a question of ethics. Pepper, onion powder, and a jar of dried beef. The rejected offcuts of your car's leather seats. Salami without a future. Just sad little circles. Into an oven-safe bowl. You bake at 300 just until you notice the stench. Oh, it smells like beef. Decorate with spray cheese. Good Lord. This is a can of cheesy does it. I swear to God. How's that? I can't even look at it. It's rather like carpet glue and beef. It's just bad. What you're about to see was recorded in 2021, but never uploaded. I didn't do so because I feared many would think the star ingredient was dangerous. It isn't. It's just unusual. Ammonia cookies from 1919. That's right, when placed under the nose, ammonium carbonate can be used to revive the unconscious. It's also called baker's ammonia because it helps cookies to rise too. Start with 1/2 pound of butter, 1/3 cup of sugar, teaspoon of almond extract, and a teaspoon of ammonia. Holy sh! I am awake now. Very awake. Come on! Smells so bad. 2 cups of flour. Didn't know I was going to be baking with chemical weapons today. Cup of coconut. We're forming a disc. This is safe, by the way. Heat activates and destroys the ammonia, so there's none left after baking. Before that, you just can't eat the dough and it smells like death. 300 degrees for 20 minutes. This is a book plug from the present. What? I have never had a cookie like this in my life. Somehow soft and crispy like a cloud of honeycomb, but I can't quite describe it. Lettuce cookie bars from 91.
I don't know. For the dry ingredients, we need 1.5 cups of flour to 2 teaspoons of floof powder, boop, 1/2 teaspoon of soda, pinch of salt, ginger. And now hold on. 1/8 of a teaspoon. Not a lot of ginger, but ginger nonetheless. Mix, Frank. He'll get there. Time for a head of lettuce. You gotta wash it. Came from the dirt. This is ridiculous. Salad side quest. I'm making a salad here for a chinchilla. We need 1 cup of it, finely chopped. It's 1 cup of mulch. 1/2 cup of oil, 1 cup of sugar, lemon rind. I picked this recipe because it's from Laramie, Wyoming. I love Laramie. For now, mix that all together, add the dry, and the lettuce. Lemon ginger lettuce. This is what rabbits get at Olive Garden. 2 egg geese. Oh, it's green. Don't worry, there's still 1/2 cup of walnuts, because when it's bad, it might as well crunch. Rocky Road for farm animals into a greased 13x9. $3.50 for about 40 minutes. Oh, whoa. If you don't have a cooling rack, you can use my book. Time for a glaze of 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, a bit more lemon zest, and the juice. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, that's... Give me a second. Just try your best. They're verdant, arboreal, tastes like Frank. Notes of moss and roughage. It is such a bad idea. Look at this. Thank you so much. Zucchini bread from 62. Why make a bread using zucchini, you say? Have you ever made the mistake of planting zucchini? Don't! You'll be besieged. So many. You could lose your house and your children. The phallic blitzkrieg. 1.5 cups of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of floof powder, and the same of the soda of the baking. Salt of pinch, plus simonium. We'll never know how much. For the wet, we'll need 1/2 cup of oil. I'm using corn oil because America. In the States, corn is everywhere. Corn is life. It's in your gas tanks. 2 egg geese. 1/2 cup brown sugar, 1/2 cup sugar. Whisking. Finally, 1 medium zucchini. This was sold to me as a medium, which means I am significantly disadvantaged. Just shred her in. But Dylan, that's a cheese grater. And you gotta stop wasting your money on gadgets. It's flawless. Oh, yeah. You know, in school, I was taught this was a courgette. Ooh. Zucchini is so exotic. In goes the dry. The color's not great. And into a prepped loaf pan. Chunky. $3.50 for 45 to 50 minutes. Wow. Beautiful. You can let this cool on a rack or baking across America. Wow. This is amazing. I've never done a plain one like this. The density and the texture is like banana bread. And it's more than just water. There's something special going on here. It's great.
These are tinsel icicles from the 1930s, and they're a bit different than today's icicles in a few ways, but the biggest being they are banned. Take a look at this small box, and you'll notice it weighs 1/2 pound. It's heavy stuff, worryingly heavy, and concerningly soft. Because it's tin-coated lead. Merry Christmas, oh no. Real talk, coated lead is the perfect tinsel. It has a deep luster that never tarnishes, and because it's so heavy, it acts more like a piece of cooked spaghetti and can be draped perfectly over anything. When placed on a Christmas tree, it hangs and stays put like nothing else. Which is rather unfortunate because it turns out this stuff is really bad for us. They didn't care back in the day though. They wanted you to put this stuff on your windows and curtains and staircases, crown moldings, light fixture, mirrors, doors, tables, fucking lead everywhere. Our Christmas trees are no longer toxic, and when we put up decorations, we no longer risk poisoning the little ones and pets on the floor with heavy metals. But oh, the days of yore.